All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. It's my turn to take the stage. I'll be taking off my community leader hat for just a moment, putting on my consultant hat, and telling you a bit about my or our approach to implementing Jira Service Management, a bit of best practices, and some lessons learned. First off, a bit about me and my employer. I work for Translucent, an Atlassian partner of more than 15 years, soon to think we'll be hitting 20 years in 25, so since 2005 anyways. We're a consultancy business, and we also do software development in-house. We have more than 250 customers across all of Denmark and also outside. Customers, England, Germany, but mostly in Denmark, across a wide range of sectors. About me, I'm Daniel. I am a certified Jira and Confluence administrator plus some badges. I'm a community leader, have been for coming up on 2 years, and I've worked with the Atlassian products for 6 years and a bit. So, how do we go about implementing Jira Service Management? What are our best practices? The way we approach an implementation is first off having a look at where are we now? And this might seem obvious, but we need to have a closer look at this. We are coming from somewhere. It's very rare that we see a company starting and even before onboarding any customers or doing any internal service, they will just start using a tool. Most likely we'll have been using emails or some other ticketing system. So we'll be coming from somewhere and going somewhere else. Now this is Jira Service Management, but this is also a broader question. It talks about what's the experience we are headed to. So what's our current experience and what experience would we like to achieve? And we would base that, the experience we would like to achieve would likely be based a lot on our current pain points, the reason we are leaving where we are now and headed somewhere else. All of this should inform our success criteria for implementing our service management solution, which should be based on where we are now, where we are headed, and our pain points. Success criteria, I would like to say, can come in stages. We need to start somewhere. So an initial success criteria could be replicating the experience we have now, moving towards where we are headed, and solving our major pain points, and then building on that. Keep it simple, as Marcus also talked about earlier. And leave room for continuous improvement. So we need to start somewhere, we need to have an end goal, and in between there is our journey of improvement. I'll pull out a heavy hitter here. We had Richard Branson earlier. Perfection is the enemy of progress. We should not aim towards perfection, but we should also be able to be satisfied with what works in order to get us somewhere. Those are my initial pious thoughts of how I at least like to approach this. Of course, the reality will differ. Every implementation will be different. So, what do we do about this in practice? I'll start off with an example. We need to design to set ourselves up for success. And we have here an example of not achieving success. A customer, I won't name any names, but he's with us in this room today, has created a request for a new notebook and described the issue as something completely different. Now this is of course an imagined scenario, but this could be a service that we provide support for. and the customer is having an issue. Why did this end up here? One might conclude that the customer is stupid. And while that in very rare occurrences may be true, as a rule of thumb, no. If our job is delivering services and support to our customers are king. And we should keep this in mind when we design our customer experience. What more likely happened here was that the customer followed the path of least resistance. As we saw Patricia demonstrate, we can set up our forms in several different ways. We can ask the customer for input, and maybe we had a Snapchat creation form that asked the customer 15 different questions about their familiar relations, or I don't know what, and they simply couldn't manage. We designed a path for them to go through, but they found this one instead. We might have even tried putting up signs, still didn't work. What we are seeing is the difference between what we designed and what the user experience was actually like. So we need to listen to input from our customers. It's okay to have expectations for them, but we need to provide them with the footpath that they are looking for. If you help them, they will help you. I completely agree with the point made earlier that having happy employees will give you happy customers. But when implementing a service desk, one of the main ways we get happy employees is helping our customers help our employees solve their challenges. When implementing, I like to observe what's described as the rule of 6. Google tells me the rule of 6 was originally some Native American concept, where if you need to solve a problem, you put 6 different solutions in your head at once and then work out from those. That's not what this is. Rule of 6 comes in many variations. The UK government had a rule of 6 for the COVID pandemic and so forth. So when working with service desk implementations, the rule of 6 to me means that 6 is what a normal customer can typically manage in terms of options. So while Jira Service Management will allow us to do this, have a great big list of all of the services that we provide to our customers, and it's great that we provide a lot of services, but they will get lost in this. We should work with the tool on grouping these requests, funneling the users through the experience of creating a request for us. So ask them the questions are, is this about logins or account, application, service and infrastructure, and so forth. The virtual agent can of course also help here, and this is just from the portal. This also goes deeper when we are creating our forms. We can use the dynamic deconditional fields to show only a small selection of fields, and then based on the customer input, expand the form and ask them only the relevant questions, trying to keep only 6 options on screen at once. This is not a hard set rule, it's a rule of thumb. And lastly, when launching a service desk, I typically recommend keeping a fallback at least for the initial period of implementation, because we may have some thoughts about how our customers are going to approach us to create requests, but they might disagree. So I like to keep an open option that might just have somewhere for the customer to put their question, what they need help with, and perhaps an additional field where they can tell us what they were looking for, where they looked, what they couldn't find, so that we can listen to their feedback. we can observe their behavior, we can respond to it, and keep improving. That was my quick talk. Questions, input?